Emilio Faden. Welcome to the Straight Faded Podcast. Tonight I got a special guest. He goes by the name of Big Stud. How you doing, man?
Chilling, Brody. Thank you for having me on here.
No, thank you for pulling up. Like, I was looking at your page and you're way more than I thought. Type of shit.
Hey, man, that's all a blessing from above,
Yeah.
A little bit about myself. I started making music in 2020. Shout out to my brother.
Shout out to you, brother.
Chris KH Official on Instagram. Follow him. Mix and master. He does all that. And low-key him and my cousin Crash Indigo and Restless.
Oh, that's your cousin?
Yeah, both of them. Restless Beats and Crash Indigo. They low-key brought me to the studio at a young age. Around like 14. So I've been around the environment, but I really wasn't rapping like that. And then, like I said, we talked earlier, and I told you that song "Sitting Bull" that you had mentioned.
Yeah.
That was from my friend who that was like the first song that I had made after my friend overdosed. And that was like only drop that I had of 2019. And then it wasn't until around like January 2020 is when I reached out to my friend LMB, and he flew from Texas. And we made like 4 songs: Latin Goddess, Phoebe's Bleeding. I can't even remember the other 2.
Oh, like an EP?
Yeah, like low-key, like an EP, yeah. It's crazy to think like where I'm at right now. And I look back 2 years ago of like how it started, in the back of my house, and just like the vision that we have. He was 19 at the time. I was 20 years old, and I was always like the type, nobody in my family, nobody that I ever knew really blew up. You get me? So I was always with that mindset of like, is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? And then he would always tell me like, Stun, like you gotta realize, bro, you can't live in that type of like reality. You gotta be in like the now. Like this is gonna work. This is gonna work. And fast forward. We in June of 2020, and we made a song called "Touch the Sky." It's me, him, and Crash Indigo. And that night, he said he had a song that he's been working on, and it was called "Pull Up," later to be a hit. So.
What type of reaction you got from that song?
From that song?
Yeah.
Reactions from like David Dobrik, like all these people. It was crazy. So he recorded the song. It was like a one take. He did it all in one take. Yeah. And then he called me about like 2 months later, and it found its way to TikTok. And he called me. By the time he called me and told me the song blew up, it was already probably like 20,000 videos were already done to it with millions of views, millions of likes. And that was just like the beginning.
That's dope. Like,
and that's that.
My bad.
No, you good. My bad.
No, like you like right now, cause you told me you're young.
Yeah.
And the song blowing up on TikTok now.
Yeah.
Like all the potential you could still do. Like.
Yeah, and like just seeing him do that like made me realize like how crazy if we could do that in such little time. And that was only like 6 months of just hard work that we were on, consistency. Like where would our lives be if we continue to do this?
Yeah.
So September, we had a party. That was around the time that the song Pull Up was blowing up. We had a party. It was my brother's birthday, and my producer, OMG Beats, he had pulled up on us. And it was crazy because he had walked into like a hour-long freestyle session.
Dang.
And it was just me just going ham. And at the end, like, he just looked at me and was like, you different, bro. You're special. Like, there's something about you that I can't even explain. And like, he would just tell my brother, him and my brother, they what's it called? They grew up together. They met in a cancer camp. So, fuck cancer though. Anyways, but yeah. So they've been homies and stuff. So and just from that, them being homies, we became homies. And like I said, we all just came together and formed that group LMB.
And for those that don't know, like I like supporting the area.
Yeah.
And from the Harbor area, when you come from Carson.
Yeah, I'm from Carson, California, man. I'm from the Harbor area. Shout out to everybody in the HA, man.
Yeah, they get the support from other cities, or how is it?
It's crazy because I don't really make music that's for LA. So
Yeah.
I think that my the demographic or the people that I reach out to is really just like all on the East Coast. I get a lot of love from the East Coast, from people in London, and it's the love that I get on social media is insane. Like I get messages from people saying that I'm helping them, get through what their problems are, depression and all that. What society, comes with society.
Yeah.
And for me to be able to do that is like very motivating for myself. So I think that that's one of the biggest blessings that I could offer as an artist. You know, besides everything else.
Yeah, like for 2 years.
Yeah,
Like
for
you've
2
been
years.
doing this a lot. Like I like the content you be doing. Like how you got started into music. Or who pushed you to keep doing it?
I think it was really everybody around me. You know, like I always tell everybody, it doesn't take one person to blow. You know, to become successful. It takes everybody around you. It takes a village to really make everybody pop. And it was always like you heard that saying, knives sharpen knives. And if it's ideas bouncing from my cameraman, shout Mike the Plug. If it's yeah, he's right there. He's behind the camera. And if it's ideas from the producer, if it's ideas from DG, if it's ideas from my brother, like, or if it's just like ideas from somebody that I meet, like it's really just like all the feedback that I've been getting and all that. That's really what just pushes me, and we push each other to just keep doing what we're doing. You get me?
Yeah. Who are some of your favorite artists or artists that inspire you?
Vory.
Who?
Vory, Vory. He's up and coming. He's new. He's actually he wrote that song "Don't" by Bryson Tiller that went crazy back in 2016. He just signed to Dream Chasers. Meek Mill. Yeah, he's with Meek Mill. So I'm very, very heavily influenced by him. A lot of people say I sound like a bunch of people. Like
really?
They'll say like Lil Durk, and they'll say a bunch of artists, but that doesn't really faze me.
Yeah, that's crazy too. Cause I was telling you earlier, I couldn't compare you to nobody.
Yeah.
So I was crazy that they asked. I don't feel like you sound like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at the same time, you got to realize like the way that I look, I don't look like I make music, or I don't look like I be somebody. You get me? So.
But it's crazy nowadays. Everybody, you can't even tell who raps or who what.
Yeah, you can't, and that's the thing. Like some people got tats all over their body. Some people just clean white piece of paper. You get me? Like clean sheet.
Yeah, and you were saying you're not a white boy.
Nah,
a lot of people like
everybody says that I am, but I'm hey.
LMB Entertainment.
Yeah.
Who is that?
So LMB Entertainment is it's me and my friend LMBDG. That's the two people co-CEOs, and then everybody underneath that is Chris Cage, OMG Beats, Mike the Plug. You got Crash Indigo, Restless. You got my boy TTG. You got Krista Brody. You got Baby 40. You got Peasy. You got a bunch of people. We're, like I said, we're heavily deep. It's a band of brothers, really.
Yeah.
And
we like a dope lineup.
yeah, man. We
much
all
talent.
Yeah, it's a lot of talent. It's a lot of brotherhood. It's really just like, it's a community. That's what's keeping us successful.
I saw one of your posts you put in 2 weeks your life changed. What
yeah.
was that?
So that was with the Cash Money AP, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how that all happened was
that's Pop Smoke producer, right?
Yeah, he's one of them. He's one of them. So the whole Cash Money AP thing, how that came about was a crazy scenario. So I think it was about like August of 2021. My homie, he had 2 back-to-back sessions at Paramount Studios. Legends that been in there, Juice WRLD, Nipsey Hussle, and all, not including all the plaques on the wall. You get me? So I was given the opportunity to pull up there, and just witness and really soak up game. See everything there and be in those sessions. So after those 2 sessions that were back to back, we ended up making like 4 songs, and I think about like 3 or 4 days later, he calls me, my boy DG, and he says, "Hey, we got sessions with Cash Money AP," and I'm like, "The one that made Pop Smokes?" And he was like, "Yeah." And so we all put up. It was me, Chris Cage, and DG, and he ended up doing like 4 songs the first day, and I didn't I just sat back. You get me? And then the next day we did I think 3 songs, and he told me to jump on the last 2. And it wasn't until I jumped on the last 2 that Cash Money AP like really looked at me and was like, "How you feel about songwriting?" And so, I say that like, I posted that at the time, because I was told that like, "What do you think about songwriting? Like, we should work." He just followed me. You give me my, as somebody who's doing all this independently, that's just like a big stepping stone. So, I said like in 2 weeks my life changed. You get me? So I shot a music video with him. He shot my very first professional music video, Mike the Plug. Like, I feel like a movie star. I'm in downtown LA, sitting on the window of a Charger, and I'm flying through the city. You get we got drones. It was like an experience like never before. You get me?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying like, within those 2 weeks, all that happened.
That's crazy because a lot of people don't know like the cameraman. Like the cameraman has to like know your vision too. They gotta see where you're coming and bringing it to life, you know.
And I want to talk about how I met him too, because the relationship that him and I have I think is crazy. So I didn't even say this part of my story, but I was a football player and I almost lost my life playing football. I almost popped the artery in my right leg. And I was playing. I played for Southwest on Imperial Central in South Central. So I was on that team, and then I had to like get the mobility back in my leg. It took about 3 months and stuff, and then I started working at a Subway. And one day he came. It was like early in the morning, I think, or I can't even remember. Man. It was dark. I just know it was dark outside. I don't know if it was early in the morning or late at night. And he walked in and like he was just telling. I was like, what do you do? And he was like, oh, I take photos. And he was telling he had just took photos with Nipsey Hussle. You get me? And I'm just like, damn. And I told him I'm a rapper, but I sucked at the time. You get me? I knew I wasn't good. You get me? And that connection just like from that day, you get me? Like we just kept it alive. And then next thing you know, I found out we ended up being neighbors. He drove by one day, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, and he was like, yo, what's up, bro? I live around the corner. And from there, like, you know, the relationship has just been is I consider that like a brother to me. You get me? So that's like I said, everybody that's in LMB is like brothers. Like I don't know how it's we're not just like homies. We're not. You get me?
Yeah.
And so like everybody has a key role, and so I always want to show light on that. Like I really appreciate him, everything that he's done for us. You get me? He's probably like out of 50 sessions that we probably had, he's probably missed like 4. You get me?
That's
he's there, and like he goes shoots, like he does like his own stuff. Like this man's a very important man. Like he'll, you know, I told you, like he just did Bobby Shmurda like 4 days ago. So he'll do what he has to do. I think the day he came back from our 16-hour session, he went to the session, left to go shoot Snoop Dogg and I think Wiz Khalifa. You get me?
Yeah.
Came back, we knocked out I think like 9-10 more hours, and we were probably like 6 in the morning. He's recording this like 16-hour session, just knocked it out with the boys. You get me? Like he's like the life of the party. You get me? Like I have pretty much tempo, but when he's on it, he's on it. You get me?
Hell yeah, and that's why I call Team No Sleep. You know, like that's how I used to be too. Like at the end of the day, the moments too has a feeling. Like you're rather experiencing shooting. Like, for example, shooting Snoop Dogg, man, that's, like, crazy.
And like I said, all that is just practice and just, like, his catalog is insane.
Yeah.
You get me? And I always say, hey, if you need videos or you want people to shoot, Mike the Plug. You get me?
Go. And that's a
shout out Awoken Entertainment.
Shout out to them.
Woken Photography. All that. And yeah, man, so.
You're missing your single.
Missing You, man. Missing You. I slept on that song. A lot of people are, you know, right now, that song probably has 50,000 streams. I just checked right now. It's at like 19 something on Apple Music. It's
Why you say you slept on it?
I slept on it.
How come?
I wasn't a fan of it.
Oh, you didn't like it?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it at all. I dropped it low-key because people were begging me to drop something, and that was the first. I was like, I guess I'm going to drop it.
Yeah.
I did a BS mix on it. My brother didn't mix it. Like, I did whatever mix on it. I just threw it out there, and it just went crazy.
I heard it was pretty dope. I'm asking you, like.
Appreciate you.
South
by Southwest?
Yeah, how was that experience?
Man, so.
Like, being a rapper, that must be, like, a good, like.
Yeah, that
feeling.
You know, because a lot of people want to perform, you know, South by Southwest is a good, like, to have on the, like, the catalog, you get me? Like, you know, of things that an artist has done.
Yeah.
And how that came about was, so my boy, LMB got the opportunity. And like I said, we're all brothers. So, you know, we all look, if there's an opportunity for somebody else to eat, you got to step up to the plate. And so, you know, that opportunity was given to me. He was on me because I was like, I don't know if I can go. I don't know. Like, you feel me? I don't know if I got the money. Yeah. Not really nervous in the sense, but it was more like you get me? Like it's like risk for reward. You get me? And now I'm more of that. I'm more of a believer in that risk and reward. So, but at the time he was telling me like, we got to do this. We got to do this. Like you get me? As like we have to do it. You get me? It wasn't really no explanation. It's just like we got to do it, and that's that. And so like, you know, I was going back and forth. Like, I don't know, man. And you know, I finally came to my senses. I went out and the cameraman flew out with us.
Dang, there
and
you
so
go.
you know, we all arrived at different days, and we all made it happen. We opened up for LMB Peasy. You know, we got a chance. He has it on video. We got a chance to chop it up with LMB Peasy, and at the end of me talking to him, he said, "I'm goated." You get me? So that's just another check. You get me? And it's what's after that. You get me?
And what's really after that?
Shit, the next week we're all in Alaska. Hey, on me. Next week, hey, the following week we're all in Alaska.
Doing what?
We shot 4 music videos. It was me, OMG Beats, LMBDG, Mike the Plug, Joel, Leishan, and Ryan. We all were out there, and we made it happen. We were there for about 4 days. The weather was insane. I've never experienced something that cold, man. Like, I'm talking about our hands are purple.
What type of music video you shot over there?
I shot I shot 2 videos by myself. We did 2 joint videos, and then DG did his own personal video. So it was kind of like, you get me?
Yeah.
I think I got the numbers right. Yeah.
And after that, what was the other trip? You went to another trip?
Nah, I didn't go another trip.
Nah.
We came back home, and we were just studio. You get me?
Yeah.
Like, we've already, and that's where I tell every artist, like, once you do something big, don't let that get to your head. It should be the what's next. You get me?
Yeah.
And always move with like, I can't just settle, because the moment that you settle and become complacent, that's when people, like your other competitors, start overachieving and doing better than you. So
yeah, when you get like too confident in that position or like your work,
they'll tell you one of the how can you say it? One of my traits that I have is being persistent. You get me? Like, I can kind of foresee like the vision, and I might not have all the like the resources and necessities, but I know that as a team, if we all just dial in, we can make a lot of shit happen. Mm-hmm. So I'm persistent. Like, all right, bro, like, you need to be here. I'm calling Mike. Like, Mike will tell you, I blow his phone up. You feel me? Like, if he's my girlfriend. Yeah, like, I call his phone, like, if he's my girlfriend, like, hey, bro, come on, you get me? Yeah. But it's like, but it's all love, though, you get me? And that's how I see it. I'm pretty sure they all, like, OMG spams me with beats. Mm-hmm. Like if you're not making as many beats as OMG, then what are you doing? And that's how I see it. If you're not making 5, 6 beats, 7 beats, maybe, there's times where he'll send me like 10 beats in a day.
How long does it take you to make a song?
Me?
Yeah.
It really depends. Like, they've seen me make songs in 15 minutes. Like, Missing You was made in 15 minutes of freestyle.
I was gonna ask you Special. How's that one came out?
Special? Who was there for that? Nobody was there for that. Hey, nobody. I was a solo session, but I actually that was like 15 minutes.
Quick.
Yeah.
What you do? Just record it and somebody mix it, or you do that part too?
I don't do the mixing. I shout out to my brother. If you want to buy a template, my brother got all the presets, all the templates. $600 though. If you're not paying anything, I'm sorry. You get me? But he does all that. You get me? So he kind of made a template, calls it a Big Stun template. You get me? It's kind of already mixed and mastered. It's just the levels and all that. I just send it to him. He does it for me. Yeah, that's gets me right. But that song was made in 15 minutes.
Yeah, for a producer having template, that's like a big thing. Like,
yeah,
it comes in handy.
Yeah,
I got my own templates too, and it's like once I'm with the artist, I'm ready to go.
Exactly.
Sitting Bulls, that's like.
Yeah.
We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah, Sitting Bull, man. Sitting Bull was one of the songs.
How was the process though?
The process of that was my cousin Crash. I asked what he was doing, and he said, I'm at the studio. There was at Just Us studio. That used to be in Signal Hill, and I pulled up on that. And what's it called? He had already had it down, and then Say Lua had already had her vocals on it, and I was like, I like it. Like, can I jump on it? And like I said, like, you can kind of hear like the message that I have behind it. I had just lost my friend. He overdosed, and that was kind of like a way of coping. And that's how I started coping with all the things that I was going through with life, was music. Hence why I said, people messaging me, telling me that I've been helping them, go through what they've been going through. Yeah. It feels good because music was there for me when I really didn't have a lot of things. You get me? So.
What kind of style do you think your music is?
I'm in that pain trap. You get me? Pain trap. A lot of people are like, what's pain trap? And I also make a lot of love songs. You get me? Like, I make a lot of love songs because I feel like I have nothing but love in my heart. And you feel me? And as if you're genuine in the music that you make, you get me? They'll tell you, look, they could probably tell you like a handful of songs that I have that are not good. You get me? Yeah. But they'll tell you like most of the songs. How
you go about your singles? Like what song you release and what song you don't? Or they just.
It's really just whatever the people on TikTok say. You get me? Because
you got good reaction to them?
Yeah, I mean, when I go live on TikTok, like normally, I could probably get 3,000 people on my live just watching me at one time, and at the end, I'll probably have like 80,000, 90,000 people that have seen my live in 2 hours. Yeah, that's. You get me? So I bring in a pretty good amount of people, and whatever they say, like drop, that's kind of like where I gear towards too. It's not really what I want. I really think I consider what the listeners want.
Have you got the social media hate yet or not yet?
What do you mean by that?
Like when they just start hating on you for no reason?
I get compared to a lot of people. You know, shout out to Yeet. Everybody says I look like Yeet. He makes like Lil Uzi music. You know, so you know, but
I actually just told my homie that your sound might be like a little Uzi type, but
like Uzi.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, and like I said, I grew up in an era where all that was coming up. You get me? I was like 16 when Uzi came out. You know, and all that had a heavy influence on myself. So, you know, I feel like I just pick pieces from everything, and I just, you know, and just
you're
really
versatile. So I was hearing the LA Slide single.
Yeah.
That was good. The LA vibe, but like with your
Yeah,
own voice,
so
it's different, you know.
Yeah, I was it's crazy because all of my homies, like I said, I went to Southwest and South Central, and what's it called? They was all on the LA music, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna give it a try. So I made LA Living first, and
Wait, so you got more that type of style?
Kinda, yeah. So LA Living was my first my first single that I released like under Big Stun, and it did pretty good. Like a lot of people were telling me that was the one, like that was the hit, and you know, a lot of people was like, do the LA. But then when I started drifting off, I had lost a really close friend of mine. Again, he overdosed in June, and that's kind of like where I geared towards Lil Durk. And when I started listening to Lil Durk, that really had a heavy influence on me, where I geared away from the LA, and I started just getting into like the East Coast music.
How you felt about King Von when he died?
Man, I mean, a loss is a loss. You get me?
You were a fan of him?
There's a few songs that I like. I can't even remember the names, but I know that he's like NLE Chopper has like the Shadow Flow 1, Shadow Flow 2. Yeah. King Von has one where he tells a story like he's like I can't even remember the name, but it's like 1, 2. I think there's like 3 of them. But like I said, man, a loss is a loss. You get me? Like, you know, for anybody that takes a loss, I always send my condolences out because I know that pain, how it feels to lose somebody. So, you know, the same way the city felt when they lost Kobe, the way the city felt when they lost Nipsey. You give me the same way the city felt when they just lost Draco.
Yeah, shout out
you give me like it's when you lose an artist like, you know, that has that's helped so many people in the world, it just feels different. You know, like, you know, I just watched the X documentary. You give me in the way that he was helping people, the way that he was able to control a crowd. You give me that's every artist's dream. You get me?
What's your next step, or where do you see yourself like in 5 years?
Man, I see myself in 5 years. I see myself sitting with the whole gang, probably in Cabo, just like talking about like everything that we've ever done.
And then we already your next move too.
Yeah, I just feel like my mind is always racing. You get me? And I'm always just plotting like, how can the whole gang eat? That's always been my mindset. Yeah, hence why my boys are here. You get me? Oh, yeah, like I always see like an opportunity in things. Even when people, like, you know, I've always been optimistic. That's one thing my mom always tells me. I've always been an optimistic person. So, but yeah, I see myself in 5 years with the whole gang, buzz down rollies, Cuban chains, all that. You get me? But also making smart investment moves, buying assets, land. For sure. Know, so that's where I see it.
Well, TikTok. They were talking about it earlier. Like, you feel like that's one of your bigger tools right now?
TikTok is one thing that a lot of people, they think it's just an app that you just post on. You get me? In reality, it's a business. And I say that because if you see all the people that came off of TikTok, you know, you got Mooski who made what's it called, Track Star. She's a runner. She's a track star. You get me? You got Pop Hunter that made Corvette. All these people's life changed because of music, because of TikTok. In reality,
you really think it's like the dance moves, or more than that?
It's all that. You got algorithms, you got hashtags, you got consistency. Consistency is key. You get me? I just got done today talking to my homie. Shout out to Raw Expression. You get me?
Yeah, shout out to that. I was gonna ask you the quote in the bag. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, I didn't even, and I apologize. You know, shout out to my stylist at Raw Expression. You know, I don't know what the quote says in the back. You get me? But I just got this today. But I'm saying I just got done talking to him today, and I was telling him consistency is key. You get me? He's like, how do you think I should do it? You know, he said that he has ideas. I was giving him ideas like what he should do, and he was like, I'm on it. Thanks for the free game, because it's really what it is. Nobody understands, like, TikTok is more than just, it's bigger than Facebook, it's bigger than Instagram, it's bigger than all that, and nobody really understands. I'll tell you this is a free game for everybody watching this. Yeah, you post on TikTok, you go see the numbers that it's doing on the insights, right? You can see when the activity is going crazy, when it's not going crazy. post on the times that it's going crazy. When the time, you know, and you might get more views than you really do. And the hashtags have a really big thing to do. So I was explaining him to my homie today too, you know, at Raw Expression. I was telling him, I said, if I were to post the Camaro that was sitting in his you know, in his parking, the driveway, if I post the Camaro and I post Rari, Phantom, you know, like Tesla, it's not gonna go where it needs to go. The video is not gonna do good. You get me?
Yeah.
So hashtags that go with the what's it called? The hashtags that go with the video, like that's a key thing. You get me? You can't just put whatever hashtags that don't relate to the video because the video is not gonna do good.
They're gonna fuck up the algorithm.
It's gonna fuck up the algorithm. And like I said, TikTok is a business, but people don't see it like that. You could really change your whole life.
Which has been your biggest video?
I think my biggest video is when I talk about the opportunities I was given from my homie LMB. You know, and I say that because in this world there's so much envy and hate, and that when somebody else is doing better than you, they tend to hate. You get me? Or when you're doing better than somebody else, they hate on you. You know, but I've been very grateful for all the opportunities that I've received for over the past 2 years, and all the places that I've been taken. Like, you get me?
Yeah.
Everything that's and I show people that if you just wait your time will come. You get me? And that's why if you read the comments, I don't have to say that much. You get me? If you go read the comments, they'll say, "This is inspiring. This is inspiring. Like, you make me want to keep rapping. Like, you make me want to keep going." And that's really where I want. That's as an artist. That's what I want to be remembered as. You get me? I want to be remembered as somebody who gave motivation to the community. Not somebody that, you get me, like, I'm too cool for school, like, I'm too cool to talk to you, I'm too cool to, you know, I respond to everybody in the DMs. Yeah. I tell them, I might not follow you back, but I have an open message, you know, communication feed with you. So I said, hit me up if you ever need anything.
What kind of advice would you give a upcoming artist nowadays?
I think just be yourself. You know, a lot of people try to be somebody they're not, and you know, and they force things. Once you force it, like I told you earlier, my mom said, never force things in your life. Let's let things fall into place. And accept the cards that you're dealt. Don't try to look at somebody else's cards and try to, you know, how can I beat that? Use what you have and lay that down. And I'm telling you, build a foundation off of that, you'll be successful. And don't ever look at the other man's plate. Like that's one thing that I just keep saying. Never look at another man's plate. Just keep doing what you got to do, and I promise you'll be all right.
Any shout out before we end this?
Yeah. Shout out to my boy LMBDG, man. Shout out to my boys at LMB. Shout out to OMG Beats. Shout out to Mike the Plug. Shout out to Chris K. Shout out to Resta. Shout out to Crash Indigo. Shout out to Raw Expression, my personal stylist. If y'all want y'all custom pieces, man, get at them. And shout out to my boy Faded, man, for having me on here.
And hopefully I could bring you up again. Like,
yeah, anytime, bro. Like I said,
I'm pretty sure we could talk more about knowledge. You got a lot of knowledge. And like your TikTok, like you said, that's pretty dope. That those are your biggest videos, you know?
Yeah.
Because you're giving free knowledge.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what people like too.
Yeah, that's what, and you know, because sometimes people wish, like, people pay for this shit. They pay to go to motivational. You get me? And I got it right there. The app is free. Just go and follow.
That's pretty dope because he's a young artist, you know?
Yeah, I'm 22, man. I'm 22, and
shout out to him.
And I got a good head on my head.
For sure.
I mean, I got a good head on my head, yeah. But yeah, man, LMB to the death of me, and go stream my music, bro. I got a mixtape dropping.
Yeah, for sure.
Called Mama's Rockstar.
Thank you for pulling up. I know your boy Lil Faded, Big Stun. We out.
Yeah.
Sure.